where you followed. Good. These are the GRAYSON files. Tell no one. Oh, um, still in a shutdown. Um, it's been, I don't really know. It's been like, what, like 6 days or something? Seven, 7 days. I mean, no real disasters have occurred, but yeah, it's just like here's my thing. I mean, one side of the political spectrum is saying that the government is too big, smaller, and if that's the case, then I mean, how many people are out of work right now, and is it their fault? You know, there's probably a lot we're not seeing. Might even need to check in on the shutdown stories hashtag on Twitter. So today, I mean, not really much happened, to be honest. I didn't get a chance to watch any of the news shows. I tried to watch Washington Journal in the morning, but I ended up missing it. I did record it. I should give it a watch and like comment, but maybe. Um, man, it's I think that's just it. You know, like who really in the government right now uh is even aware of what is actually going on with people, because it seems like Trump, Mitch McConnell, Paul Ryan, a lot of these politicians from the South feels like they're out of touch. They're kind of out of touch because you know what? They can say they're blue collar guys all they want, but they're pretty much Ivy League people. They pretty much went to fancy schools and became lawyers and made a ton of money and then ran for politics. So, yeah, I mean, who really is actually aware of what? Because, I mean, yeah, people in the South are very poor. And, they probably could change if they voted for Democrats instead. I'm telling you, if they all voted for Democrats like one election, like all the problems would probably go away. And like it's just like what does like some politician from the South like actually know about like a single mom with like three children and like a bunch of different jobs, like living in New York and like paying all kinds of rent, and like some black woman like dodging like violence, like police violence. Like they don't really know how hard that stuff is. Like people, they can't just move anywhere because it's expensive. It's expensive to move. And people they have to deal with the situation they were born into. They didn't have a choice. All right, so what I want to talk about today is exactly where is this patriotism that we've been hearing about for the past 10 years. Um, you know, I just didn't expect the Republicans to sort of turn tail and run, or I don't even know how you say it, but wow, like when it came down to when it came time to actually deal with an attack on our country, because that's pretty much what it was. Like the Republicans, I mean, they just kind of ran away and left us with the mess. Even though they were partly, because look, if your party gets compromised or whatever, like hacked, whatever, like you are partly responsible for it, no matter what. Like you have to take responsibility. That's just how things work, and they won't even state the fact that you know all this happened in the Republican Party. And not only that, but it's like we have like supporting causes, like the whole thing with Maria Butina. I mean, that was basically all Republicans. They, let a spy kind of manipulate them, and they were used to funnel money, basically, by the Russians and the NRA, whom they refused to oppose on any issue or political view. It's just how dare they, after just, cramming patriotism and duty and the flag down our throats for, the entirety of Obama's presidency, and, like right before, like basically since Reagan. Not that not that I remember anything from back then, but it probably all started with Nixon though, when Nixon did that police policing thing, and it's just they never took responsibility for this, and no one like no one conservative or uh sort of Republican. No, 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 no. They're all like doing the same thing. They're all sticking together on this. And I don't really know, I don't really get what their line of thinking is. Like do they feel they need to stay strong, or maybe they don't want to make a big deal. Who knows? Doesn't make sense. And yeah, I mean, they're not really responding to us. So like it's kind of like they're acting like this little kid that like did something really wrong, and like he knows he's gonna get in trouble for it, and he's not saying a damn word. And the problem is, I mean, they're the ones that have been claiming to be the responsible ones, the strong ones, and all of this. And man, they are just like not even doing anything about it. Like basically, like their strategy or their actions have been like, oh, let's just try to do better, try to do better. And while one part of their side is trying to do better, the other part is doing more damage. Okay, so I'm gonna type in how do I have this? That browser. Okay. Um and it's just it's kind of crazy to me that like we are literally like 4 days away from confirming a new Congress, and they're uh, what everyone seems to be doing, GOP, is just to not react. Trump lowers demand for border wall funding. That's what. That's where we're at. And then that's probably some crazy racist from like a town no one is probably like like dumb enough to run for office. Because okay, let's see. I wonder what they've lowered it to. Stump or Stump. Trump will stay in DC through the shutdown. Coming chief of staff as Mick Mulvaney. Okay. So he's already having to like go to work. Kind of funny. Trump White House expects shutdown to go on for. That was 3 hours ago. So okay. Here's my deal. Here's my deal. Okay, Trump lowers demand for border wall funding. That's exactly where we're at. That means that Trump is convinced that he's going to get this wall built, and that the Democrats are going to say yes eventually, because he's like lowering the price now. And I mean, unless he plans on doing like one of those cliche things we see in the movie, like, oh, well, the price of oil just went up more or whatever. He's dead serious with this. Okay, so okay. On the seventh day of the partial government shutdown, so the seventh day, that was today. No, okay, so it's going on to the ninth day. Um, the shutdown. Oh wow! On the seventh day of the partial government shutdown, President Trump on Friday threatened to shut down the U.S.-Mexico border if Democrats refuse monetary demands to build his long-promised wall. Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney said he expected the shutdown to go on for a while, but revealed the president has come down from his initial demand of $5 billion to build the wall. Okay, and here's a little bit more on that. We sat down with Chuck Schumer and gave him a number below 5. I am not going to tell you what it is. That is so lame. That is so lame that they would do this. I mean, basically Trump has taken us all along for take your son or daughter to work day, and I mean he's totally trying to play us, like trying to impress people, and it's just man, when you like abuse the middle class the way the GOP government has for the past, what, 30 years? I wouldn't say 30, just like 20, because uh, like 10 of those or 20, there was some money because of Reagan's money scheme or whatever, money schemes. And so I mean now every single they're probably checking they're probably checking what the press puts out more than like their own things that they put out through the White House, because like now it matters to them what the people think about, like Trump canceled his plans to travel for the holidays, and is doubling down on using whatever means necessary to get funding for a wall. So like every single thing that he does from now on is going to be carefully planned, is what I mean. Like not like before when he would just go golfing, even though there was like some. I think he tried to go golfing the last shutdown. So we will be forced to close the border, the southern border entirely if the obstruction Democrats do not give us the money to finish the wall. And I mean now he's projecting. Uh, I think they plan on like they're already rolling out this like term, and I think people are starting to see what they're going to start doing from now on is accuse the Democrats of being obstructionist, because they know there's not a chance in hell they're going to get anything passed through the House. And it's just like, if them losing the House is like someone just is like being cut down at the knees or whatever, like getting your knees taken out, basically everything below the knees. Whatever I'm saying, I'm not good at those war terms or whatever. Um, It is estimated that shutting down the border could cost the economy up to 1 billion a day. Huh. So that's kind of, I don't know if people will buy that. Trump willing to negotiate on border walls, so clearly they know they have the ability to bargain some, but they know they don't hold all the cards. I mean, I think that new Congress deadline or date is trying to get to them. Washington remains deadlocked. 380,000 workers have been told to stay home without pay. And I mean, here's my thing, like what I was saying about like Trump probably wasting like a bunch of money, like if they have the house, there's an ability to make it up, I think, because they can change rules on stuff very quickly. But I mean, maybe this government shutdown is part of them trying to make up the money that they've squandered on like their dumb stunts. And you know what's kind of silly about this is that, I mean, Trump is willing to shut down the government, willing to shut down the border, or over a wall that's hasn't been built. I mean, let's say we had the wall and we need additional security for the wall, then I could understand that because then it's like, oh, we have the wall, it's not effective or whatever. I don't know. And like these people that work for the government, they're not rich. They're not rich. So like whatever they're losing right now, it kind of matters a lot. And federal workers, they work all over the place. They don't just work in Washington D.C. or you know Alabama or something. Like they have to wherever they work, they have to pay those prices. So I mean, some people could lose their house if like they're living in New York or some expensive area. You know what I mean? Like, and look at that. So here we're learning some things. The Smithsonian museums, among the most visited in the world, have remained open during the shutdown. But will need to close if no deal can be reached by Wednesday. So, I mean, today is Saturday. So, I mean, by Wednesday, it's not just going to be the Smithsonian that's going to close. Probably going to be a bunch of other stuff. And that's going to be probably the real deadline where, like, we just can't handle having the government shut down anymore. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Um, and so let's see. I want to hear more from Mulvaney. I want to know who you've been talking to. Okay, so this is a picture of Meadows, GOP lawmaker. It could be a long shutdown. Okay, so this guy's been on TV and he's kind of a big deal. He's pretty much in charge of a Tea Party right now. Kushner, and that's it. So it's just been this guy. Huh. Let's see if I find it wise. And I'm sure like there's people all over Fox News, like It's just they don't really say anything when they're on Fox News. They don't even answer questions. Basically, they just go there for more propaganda spreading. And it's like it's proper. You're getting propaganda because like it's just them being more creative with their rhetoric or wording, the words they use, and it's just like instead of like offering us like solutions or creative solutions, like coming up with like crazy solutions or whatever. No, it's just like a different way of blaming the other person, and that's pretty much propaganda. Okay, the House and Senate adjourned Thursday. Today is Saturday. After brief pro forma sessions to reconvene Monday. So Monday is when they'll be meeting again, signaling that the partial shutdown will last through the new year. Okay, so when is um New Year's is Tuesday or Monday, Tuesday, and they're not meeting until Wednesday, right? Oh no, Monday, Tuesday. So I guess yeah, okay. Oh, and what's this? Oh, here's this nice little thing for us. Remember, we like to go through people's trash. President had intended to spend 16 days in Mar-a-Lago, including for Christmas, but canceled his plans to stay in Washington over the holidays. So then, you know what that means? That means that the that going to Iraq was indeed a surprise. Like it was a surprise. That's pretty much confirmed at this point because if the president is spending 16 days in Mar-a-Lago, like he's been to Mar-a-Lago before, and no one, if you're the president, you're not going to take a surprise trip from Florida. I don't care how dumb you are, and especially Trump, because he's deathly afraid of going into war zones or anything like that. And so I mean, that just tells us that the trip to Iraq was a complete surprise. Maybe even to him. Who knows? Um, I wonder if anything happened that day that maybe like. But then I don't think. I don't know. I don't think. Then I don't think Putin and Trump discussed that trip like during um during a meeting that we knew about. Okay, so we know that much now. On Twitter, Trump has blamed Democrats for the blah blah blah. Okay, and I mean that Meadows guy went on CNN. That's something. Oh, and so here we have another little piece of trash that we found. So I guess it's all Nancy Pelosi. And I mean, look, you know what this means for me? It means that Nancy Pelosi is doing her job because you know what? They've pushed us too far. They've pushed us too far, and that's what we need to focus on. Nancy Pelosi is looks like she's smartened up to Trump's tricks and stalling negotiations. So she is like, I think she already knows that this that this idiot is like not gonna give up his wall thing, and she's just like making time basically. And you know what? I don't think Trump knows that. I even felt guilty for mentioning it. She cannot be seen by her party as being weak on negotiating with Donald Trump. So we fully expected that until she's elected speaker and locked that vote up, you don't expect to hear from the Democrats again. I thought she was already elected. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I guess the vote for House Speaker is, oh, all right. So but see, that's where he's wrong. That's where he's wrong because, and he knows that. That now that's a lie right there. Because everyone knows that the Democrats have gone, like, they don't, nobody plans on betraying Nancy Pelosi like in grandiose fashion. No, the thing is, she basically proved to the Democrats that they needed her. And maybe that's what, I'm almost starting to cry because, like, maybe that's what Hillary Clinton should have done. You know what I mean? From like the beginning. Like, and maybe even like shown us. But like, no, Nancy Pelosi basically showed the Democrats, like, you know what? Like, this is a knife fight and I just polished mine, so you better let me in. And I think everyone kind of realized that. And he's right. He's right because as we all saw during that confrontation, I mean, no one else would have done better. So, I mean, that's a lie, and it's also trying to incite some things. And I mean, it's another Hail Mary from the Republicans. A Hail Mary after like six Hail Marys. So, I mean, they're just tossing the football down the field, and you know. So January 3 is when it's all going down, and what they're saying is the government might be still shut down. I mean, maybe their plan is for having the shutdown after they are confirmed. But I mean, look, you have to face facts. Like, you're gonna lose the Senate in 2 years. That's basically the sad truth. And you might even lose a big old chunk of the House. Again, there's no way you can make anything of this. Like, if you're stalling, you better have a damn good reason for it. And you know what? I doubt these guys have any reason at all besides raising money. See now, and now look at this. It's not even like clear messaging. While blaming Pelosi for preventing a compromise, Mulvaney said it was his gut feeling that Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was Chuck Schumer was really interested in doing a deal and coming to some sort of compromise. You know, that's just not true. That just is not true at all, and it's another lie actually. And you know what? I don't know. You can't be trying to stir up the crowd like this. I mean, you're lying to your voters, and that's what they don't get. Like, that's what they don't get. Like, you can't just lie to your voters because when they find out, like, all hell breaks loose. And, like, it's a slippery slope that you can just lose all your votes, or you know. So here we go. Mulvaney said the Democrats rejected the White House's counteroffer of a number less than 5 billion, which is what Trump wants for the wall. And you know what? Here's the thing. Wait a minute. Familiar with the matter. Pence proposing spending 2.5 billion on border security, including the wall, and a stopgap spending bill during his Friday and Saturdays. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, look. Oh boy, now I'm scared. Cause look, Pence, who is a vice president and is damn well familiar with the situation, he proposed spending 2.5 billion on border security, including the wall. A number less than 5 billion. So this number is definitely between 2.5 billion and 6 billion and 5 billion. Now, listen up. Schumer and Pelosi already gave Trump 1.5 or 6 billion dollars for border security. So like, look, 1.5 billion is one less billion than 2.5. Trump is still trying to get a number between 5 and 2.5 billion for the wall. I mean, what is the scam here? And maybe we should be asking how much this wall is going to cost. Maybe we shouldn't rely on Trump's dumb little infographics, and like maybe ask for an actual plan first. Like, you know what? Let's see some proof that this wall is gonna work, because you know what? It might not. It might not even work. Walls don't work sometimes. Like, they're not effective. Maybe we should make them prove that it's gonna work first, that it's worth spending the money, and that it's doable, that we can actually put money into the thing. Wow, that's what is the scam here? That's all I want to know. I mean, there's just so much money to be made in like the construction industry or whatever. And I mean, it's a known fact that like a lot of organizations funnel money through construction. Like they'll build up like multi buildings, and using like cheaper material or whatever, and just keep the money. Okay, that's kind of crazy. All right, okay, so Mark Meadows, Mark Meadows was also gonna get, he was also, maybe going to be chief of staff. So, and he was on CNN, so let's look him up. See, he was on TV. We're gonna look up the people that were on, that have been vocal about this. Okay. Okay, so this is from the day after Christmas. And you know what? Now I want to know what he said at, okay, look, Mark Meadows was going to be the chief of staff, so that must mean and he's head of the Freedom Caucus, which is pretty much what the Tea Party turned into. Okay, look. And there's Ron DeSantis, the guy who was just elected. Oh wow, look, here are all the people that here we go. We should probably just look up, here's a little list. Here's a little list of people that are being that are influencing government at this point, at this juncture. Okay, so on Christmas, thinking of our armed forces members and their families tonight, celebrated Christmas apart today due to serving and protecting our country. Thank you and Merry Christmas to our military families. We are with you, praying for you. Okay, so if this guy had to say, like if this guy right here gave our president the idea of going to Iraq and making a big commotion, if that's what this is, I mean, he's in on it then. He's maybe he's a part of that whole thing, because now we're looking for someone who we want to know who told Trump to go to Iraq. That's what we want to know. Okay, President Trump has consistently shown a deep admiration and respect for our troops, whether or not the cameras are on. And his trip overseas today is just the latest example. Our military can have confidence they have a determined ally in this White House, as they deserve. God bless them. Wow, he just sort of tweeted that and laughed, huh? He just left that out there for people to see. That's kind of silly. You know, that's kind of a misstep because, you know, let's just look at the replies. There's one negative post. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. Look, these are all negative. And here's the first one, the determined ally that revealed the location of a covert Navy SEAL operation. And look, here's what you need to know about the military. Our military is huge. So a lot of people have been through the military and they're all on Twitter probably. And, you know, all these people are in the military. Like, they just are. Nancy Pelosi told President Trump on national TV the House didn't have the votes for a border wall bill. We did. It passed easily. Also, this is from the argument. Oh, so now they're just like coming up with things to say, pretty much. The House passed it. The White House wants it. The Senate majority wants it. No one blocking open government and a secure border. Oh, the one blocking it. Hold on. Here's my thing. Like, and here I hear this right here. This is where the whole thing rests right here, because this is the last person that was on TV. He is the most important member of the Republican side of things. And here he is trying to control the messaging, trying to basically convince us of whatever. And I mean, there's his plan right there. The House passed it, the White House wants it, the Senate majority wants it. The one blocking an open government is okay. So look, basically he's saying, translation, basically he's saying we're being blocked And he's lying because um they they could probably pass it if they wanted to, but they don't have enough votes in the Senate. That's the issue. And the reason the Senate won't vote for it is because the Republican senators are still mad that Trump pulled out of Russia for no reason. Like that's gonna come back to haunt. That's gonna come back and haunt them. Now, I mean, this is their whole. This is the whole thing right here. Basically saying that we are gonna keep shutting down the government because God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Because we have the Senate majority and we're not able to pass it because Chuck Schumer is blocking us. And I mean, basically, they're admitting to keeping the government shut down because the senators are still worried about the Russia thing. And I guess that explains the Iraq trip. I guess that explains the Iraq trip. Iraq. So I mean, look, like if both things are correct that we talked about, like Trump going and just like blowing the cover of a bunch of Navy SEALs on purpose for Putin, like that person had to be in on it. And I mean, basically they had to have had a part in it. I mean, it's only two people that it could have been. It probably wasn't Mark Meadows because there's just other people that it's more likely to be, like John Bolton or Jared Kushner. Why? Because Ambassador Bolton has been to Russia more times than anyone else, and he's determined on pushing the Russia agenda. It could have been Kushner because he was part of all the deals that Trump tried to make in Russia. He's basically part of the Trump family.